And here it is, the TicWatch Atlas by Mobvoi. Is it worth $349? I mean, it has two screens. They call it a dual screen watch. Here's a screenshot showing the two screens, and right now I have it in AMOLED and I'm changing it to essential mode, which they also call ultra low power mode, which is really cool. It's like electronic ink, but it's not. But then when you're using essentials mode, you really need to focus on the word essentials. There's not a lot there. Sometime over the last, I don't know, 3 hours or so, it died. And see right there, it lets you know with the little battery icon that it's completely dead. And then once we sync it, it should show steps or heart rate info, and then we'll know exactly what time of day it died. But it started off the day around 5 or 4%, and then sometime around 10 or so, it was at 2%. So it did last quite a while, even at 2%. That's impressive. But it was fully charged Monday morning, and today is Wednesday evening. So not quite a full 3 days. But they do say that it has this fast charge capability, and I have to agree, it does charge really fast, and you could get almost 2 days in 30 minutes. Well, this is new. It's been over an hour, and it's fully charged, and it did not turn on. It charged while off, and it just had that kind of animation. So I'll just hold that button and boot into Wear OS 4. Yeah, normally when you plug it in, it just automatically bumps from Essentials mode into AMOLED mode, but for some reason, sometimes it doesn't, and that's when you get that cool charging animation. I charge mine about every 2 days, and in AMOLED, I don't know how they get to 90 hours, but I never got that. But yeah, the quick charge does work. It charges a little faster than 1% per minute. So it charges faster than an Apple Watch 9 and lasts twice as long. I hope they just add more features to Essentials mode. That's what I'd like to see. They claim that it can go up to 45 days in Essentials mode. I did not find that to be true. You'd have to disable backlight. You'd have to disable heart rate. You'd have to just not use the watch and just have it tell time, which kind of doesn't make sense. I mean, you could just buy a simplistic Timex watch over at Walmart and save $300. Luckily, I did get this on sale. Instead of $300, I got it for $200 on a Black Friday deal during October of 2024. But it's worn really well. I mean, if you compare it to the TicWatch 3 by Amazfit, they're about the same price, but very different features. I can't remember exactly the date, but it's been almost 2 weeks exactly, and this has been in Essentials mode the entire time. So why did the battery not last a month like Mobvoi and the TicWatch team advertise? Let's turn it back on and see what happened. Today is March 2nd, 2025. So now it's booting up. Let me get the charger. Good news, found the charging cable. Come on, turn on. So it appears the battery is so low, it won't turn on. So we will power it up. 8:41, time of power. Mobvoi Health. No trickery on my channel. Hello. I do like the watch. I like the design. I love that this is a digital dial. I would like another button right here. I think a 3-button navigation would be optimal. I am used to the 5-button navigation on my Garmin watch and this Garmin watch. Yeah, the boot up takes a bit. Okay, I'm just gonna come back. Oh wait, no, oh wait. It's gotta be at like 1%. Wow, it is taking forever. Yep, I have it plugged in, see? Right there. Come on, TicWatch. There we go. So when it's really, really low, it will do this, and then you have to press this button again to force it to power on. So the battery was probably at 2% or 1% is my guess. It's technically been charging for almost 3 minutes, and a fully charged it can take a good hour and a half. Oh my gosh. There we go. Wear OS is finally booting up. Yeah, no scratches on the screen yet, so that's good news. Wear OS can be fun, don't get me wrong. The sensor, yeah, it's, somewhat accurate. There still are some inconsistencies here and there. I'm in Wear OS, I start the workout, and then the GPS just fails. Like, the app crashes, and I restart the watch, and it still won't let me track a workout. And it's not just one workout, it's walking, running, cycling, anything GPS. So that's quite annoying. I also think it's frustrating that you cannot do more in Essentials mode, but we'll address that in another part of the video. Wow, that has taken a long time. Well, hard to believe, but it took another 5 minutes before it finally booted into smart mode or AMOLED mode. And I didn't get that error again over the last 5 months, which is really, really nice. Well, there's a big difference, well, there's a lot of difference between these two watches. On my right is the Amazfit Active 2, and on my left is the Mobvoi TicWatch Atlas. Both have speakers, both have microphones, but when you're driving or walking or doing a workout, this one actually has a driving workout where the Atlas does not. And this one can actually throw you off on the speed. It's not designed to track driving, but if you were cycling really fast, it might be off. We'll take a look at the workout when they're over, but on this one, every lap, or when I just press it.
Lap 9, time 3 minutes and 36 seconds, distance 3.18.
So it's kind of cool. The watch talks to you.
Lap 10, time 23 seconds, distance 0.18 miles, speed 26.6 miles per hour.
Or this one just silently buzzes. I turned on the volume, I cranked up all the media settings, and it doesn't do any alerts. I've connected headphones to it, even my AirPod Pros here, and there's no voice feedback, no coaching feedback. So kind of interesting, and you have the Mobvoi, which is what, $400 almost. Luckily I got it on sale for $199, and this one full price $99. Kind of cool. I think all watches, well, any smartwatch or smart sports watch should have a driving mode, because sometimes it's fun. Maybe you're trying to figure out the best commute to get to where you're going, and you want to measure heart rate in rush hour, or maybe your doctor has asked you to measure your heart rate while driving because you stress out. Luckily, I don't have those issues. Knock on plastic. Anyway, yeah. So as far as tracking driving, the $99 smartwatch wins. Amazfit is better than Mobvoi. What are your thoughts? It's been 9 months since the TicWatch Atlas was released by Mobvoi, and it really just depends on your needs. As a tester, my task is complicated and yet direct. Does the watch pass all test cases? Is the watch accurate enough to wear? Should I recommend others to buy this gadget? Are there features missing or buggy to fail the watch outright? Are there features missing or buggy to fail the watch outright and just return it? And finally, is it worthy of long-term reviews? Since it is a Wear OS 4 smartwatch, I felt the need to focus and see what this timepiece has aside from OnePlus Watch 2, the Samsung Galaxy Watch 6, the Galaxy Watch Ultra, and several other AMOLED Google-driven watches. It is Mobvoi's Essentials mode, or EM as I'll refer to it moving forward. EM is simply a power-saving mode for most TicWatches dating back to 2020. For the wearable continues to be unique with this dual screen technology. So as far as documentation, you get the time, you get the date, you get step count, the heart rate displays in the background, it measures and logs your heart rate all day long, it even tracks your sleep in Essentials mode. Yeah, to make this easier, I wrote it all out. So in a way, I'm in Essentials mode right now, even though I'm in AMOLED, and that's pretty cool. The two just coexist together. However, time and date, step counting, heart rate display in the background, yes, it measures and logs your heart rate all day now. In watches of past Mobvoi, only tracked users' heart rate on demand and while sleeping. That was lame. Sleep tracking with details about sleep quality, awake time, REM, light sleep, deep sleep, snoring record, average heart rate, lowest heart rate, sleep blood oxygen levels, respiratory rate during your slumber hours, skin temperature, insight from previous nights, and even bedtime suggestions, which are good. Those are good. So here are the cons. If you notice, there's a lot of them. So we have number one, the same watch face for 45 days straight. You can't change it. That's all you get. No calendar alerts to remind you to log in and your Zoom call is in 20 minutes. You'll never know that. There are no nap alerts on the Atlas, and it is no longer connected to your smartphone, which is actually good, but again, you don't have the choice. I don't know why they can't do calendar alerts and alarms. I mean, basic functions. I had a Timex. This is not the Timex, this is the T-Rex 3. I used a Timex back in the year 1998, 1999. That had calendar appointments, alarms, stopwatch, timers. Essential mode, 26 years later, does not. Sorry, no kitchen timers for your homemade lasagna. Number 6, yes, only one alarm is available. It is the wake-up alarm, and it cannot be changed in the app. For the TicWatch Atlas goes into airplane mode after EM is enabled. So every morning mine does my lazy alarm at 7:30 in essentials mode, and that's the only alarm I see all day. Nope, no workout history nor sleep history can be reviewed unless you boot out of EM and back into smart mode. 8, nope, no workout tracking appears to be disabled even though the in-house tick motion does not appear to function EM, and that's a huge bummer. I think it would be great if it silently tracked your workouts in the background when in essentials mode, and then a few days later, a week later, 45 days later, you boot into smart mode, sync it to your phone, and then boom, there would be your 20 workouts. But that doesn't happen. Number 9, there are no sounds while in EM mode, and that's somewhat of a perk. The morning alarm does not wake up my wife, just me with smooth vibrations like the Beach Boys. Good, 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 good vibrations. Yeah, just vibrates. Next, airplane mode is forced. The watch remains disconnected at all times. Number 11, a low resolution for both my eyes and younger generations. I've asked teens, folks in between age 20 and 40 years old, and yes, all of them had just a little bit of trouble reading the small font when in essentials mode. But you do have the really nice backlight, but it can be grainy at times when the backlight is not on, even in direct sunlight. And number 12, no settings to change anything on the watch. You'll need to wait 57 to 99 seconds, or previously in the video, it took almost 7 minutes to turn on. And then there's a really annoying thing. It has a nice feature where you do the raise to wake and it wakes up the essentials mode and you get the backlight, right? And then you get this at night. Well, when you program it to do tilt to wake in essentials mode with the colorful backlights, you have 18 different colors, great. It doesn't know that it's nighttime. And even though I've told the watch, and I'll show you where to configure that I like to sleep between 9 p.m. and 8 a.m. I wish, right? Wow, that would be 11 hours. Oh, it'd be so nice. It keeps the tilt to wake. And in its defense, the G-Shock, this little baby Casio, has the same error, where at night the tilt to wake still is enabled. And there's not a way to tell it, hey, don't use tilt to wake automatically. You have to go back in and turn it off. So the pros of the EM though are still really good. Less distractions for up to 45 days. Yes, the backlight still works. Number 3, tilt to wake still works. There are no smartphone notifications in this mode. 'Tis a welcome break after wearing an Apple Watch for 6 years. The no distractions could be considered a pro. Number 6, the possibility of 45 days of battery life. Number 7, oh yeah, 18 different backlight colors to choose from. Number 8, the device only takes about 88 seconds to boot from Essentials mode back into Smart mode. The LCD screen is quite easy to read in direct sunlight, just like the marketing videos show. It just depends on your eyesight. I think if I wasn't subscribed, had I not had a prescription for reading glasses, I think I would like the watch a little better. 10, with the fun to use digital crown, you still get that. And I really, really like how cohesive the two screens are. I mean, now I'm in smart mode and then it times out, it goes into essentials mode. And as long as I just turn the dial, I stay in essentials mode. All in all, it is a fun watch to wear and I still enjoy how it looks on my wrist. Oh yeah. If you're content with the 80 to 90% accuracy when talking about sleep tracking, heart rate, SpO2, flights of stairs, steps, and GPS workouts, sure. And for $244, there are a plethora of features to appeal to any user. What truly breaks this watch and why it should go back into beta testing for another 6 months, my hobby of reviewing wearables goes back to the first. This is where it all started for me back in 2013, over 12 years ago, the Fitbit One. And then I had this one, I don't know what it's called. That's another Fitbit. My sister gave it to me. Thank you, Sarah. Won't hold a charge anymore. Sad. So sad. But kind of a neat design. Had a nice little LED screen. So does this. This one won't hold a charge anymore. The cable, there's a small little wire, not cable, inside, and it's disconnected. So I need to find out a way to pop this open. I might have to ask my smart friend Ben to help me, and maybe we can solder it and fix it. That'd be cool, right? TicMotion was supposed to be this great enhancement on Mobvoi. I've been able to get to work about this many times over the last 200 days. So unboxed in October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. It's been 10 months. I went on a bike ride, didn't click anything, made some slight pauses here and there, took a couple breaks, took some photos. It tracked the whole workout without any errors. But then when I got back, it had no recovery time, like none. And I had been on the bike for 14 miles. Last night, I went on a 20-minute walk, heart rate was much lower, and it gave me a recovery time of 3 hours. That's the inconsistency. And most of the time, the TicMotion does not work. I've contacted support and they tell me, oh, you need to do this and do this. And like, I've done that dozens and dozens of times and it still fails. Over the first 20 days, I was able to track only 5 minutes of TicMotion auto workouts, and that alone is deplorable. If a company like Mobvoi wants us to spend more than $150 for their wearable, yes, they need to do better to utilize vast technology of testing resources for the TicWatch development team. I plan to present my test results to Mobvoi and to see if perhaps my hardware is faulty. They haven't determined that. If that turns out to be true, yes, I'll write a retraction and create a more positivity in the social media realm. Heart rate. While walking, I often check my heart rate, and it's always between 80 and 100. When I run, it jumps and stays into 125 to 170 beats per minute range. While walking in December with the TicWatch Atlas, the HR sensor jumps from 80 to 125, back to 70, while my Coros, my Garmin, the Amazfit T-Rex 3, Apple Watch 6, Garmin Enduro 3, and several other verify my heart rate stays between 80 and 100. So those huge jumps, your heart rate doesn't go from 80 to 125 or 90 to 130. It goes for 80, 81, 82, 84. It makes small jumps. Unless you have heart issues, luckily I do not. Knock on wood. If the watch cannot measure my heart rate with consistent accuracy while walking, what flaws will be revealed during cycling, running, and swimming workouts? I can allow you to answer that question for yourself. More to come soon. Thank you for clicking by. and happy holidays. So that was after 7 days, and I kind of feel the same way, but yet the design and how it lays on my wrist is why I just kept putting it back on, and I kept waiting and waiting for an update. So we go to System Updates, and you're up to date. November 1st, 2024, which makes this watch 9 months out of date. The fact that nothing has been updated in 9 months is unexcusable. All the other watches that I've had, even this one, which is, wow, soon this will be 3 years old. This one has had 2 updates since I bought this. This one gets updates about, let's see, T-Rex gets updated almost every at least 2 months. So you go into settings, you want to go to display, and then before you go to bed, go tilt to wake and say off, and then it won't wake you up. In essentials mode, the ultra low power display backlight will be lit up by tilt when off is not selected. Yep, great. So now that's off. And then brightness, I asked the team what's going on here, like how bright is the screen? Is it 1000 nits? Is it 1500? What they said is it's the same brightness in AMOLED as it is in essentials mode. They haven't told me yet how bright essentials mode is. So now we're in essentials mode. If you notice, it is slightly dimmer. And then here's the compass in essentials mode, which is kind of cool. It's calibrating. Okay, it's all right. It would be so easy to add a stopwatch and a timer in here, but they haven't. And then the digital dial sometimes just doesn't respond. So a lot of times when I long press, yep, see right there? I'm spinning it and it just doesn't. Inconsistent, or inconsistency is the biggest flaw. The design is great. Add an extra button, tweak some stuff, keep the sapphire lens, fix the bugs, do an upgrade to essentials mode, and I think it would be really fun. Here's another thing that's weird. If I click right here, today's goals, okay, great. I click right there. They have this feature right here where I can log my mood. I'm feeling great today. I'm feeling excited. And then this gets added to my timeline. See right here. Oh, there we go. Your mood, excited at 9 a.m. Okay, that's fun. And then it's not logged anywhere in the app. It's only in the watch.
I think it's time you went to bed.
Actually, it's nothing to do with the father. It's all to do with the mother. You see it all the time with dogs. If there's something wrong with the bitch, then there's something wrong with the pup.
When you have a watch like this, whatever's on the watch needs to go to the app and vice versa, or vice versa. So right here, if I go to Mobvoi Health, it's just not anywhere. Another weird thing as of late, I've rebooted and I cannot get here. They have this really cool feature, which is called Time Show, and it keeps blanking out. So then I click on Time Show, view more watch faces, and sometimes it's just not synchronized. Okay. Shows green. So let's see if I can do the Harry Potter one. Send a watch, logging, syncing. Failed to connect the watch and failed via Bluetooth. Yeah, Bluetooth is connected. I'll enable Wi-Fi too. TicWatch Atlas, it shows connected. So, and I've done this so many times where I close everything, reopen Mobvoi Health, make sure it's synchronized. Yep, and it synchronizes. Go to device, it shows there. Open up Time Show. Okay, see right there, it shows a red dot, which means it's not connected. Let's try this one again. Failed. And I'm paying $4 a month for it. Waiting for Time Show to be activated on your watch. Make sure you have Time Show set. Daily recommendation, more settings. Okay. So what it wants me to do is to open up the Time Show. There we go. Settings. Yep, my account is logged in. Temperature, 24-hour, step goal, daily watch face. Click on that, download. So that worked. So now if we go here, go to settings, select to check Time Show, start to check, waiting for Time Show. But then I just get a notification. So it is working, it's just the app stinks. Let's try the time turner one last time, loading, failed. But it can do it on the watch. That's just weird. More watch faces. So now it's using Wi-Fi. They have some really cool watch faces if you're willing to spend. So come on, go away and download. So when in doubt, if time show fails on your phone, just enable Wi-Fi, connect to Wi-Fi, and then you get really cool watch faces like this. And then of course, it does have the nice feature where you can go to settings, display, always on, AMOLED, and then the AMOLED screen or the AOD of this watch face times out, and then you get a secondary watch face instead of the ultra low power display. Like that. That's pretty cool, right? I think so. Great watch faces, wonderful design. I'm so glad they included sapphire screen this time. They just need to make some feature enhancements, and it would be a wonderful timepiece and a smartwatch. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for clicking on by, and I'll see you again in 88 hours or less. Okay, audio test, lighting test, movement, mic check, check 1, check 2.